Good morning. I'm just hopping on. Maybe some people will hop on. Lori's living the tasty life with Wild Tree hopping on, and I am just starting to have the rest of my morning coffee. And I thought, you know, I haven't made homemade pizza dough in a really long time, so I thought maybe I'd make some homemade pizza for dinner tonight. And so I like to make my dough early. So it really gets time to rise and to gather all its flavors and stuff. So I'm going to throw together some pizza dough. If you like this video, please share it. I would love it if you could share it. And good morning, Ann, how are you? So I'm hopping on, just making one of my homemade pizza doughs. I'm actually going to throw in some fresh herbs into this dough. I switch my doughs up all the time. I've had so many people ask me to bake, and I guess today's going to be cooler in Connecticut. It's going to be, I think, in the 70s. It's supposed to be an absolutely gorgeous weekend, so it may be a baking weekend for me too. So I'm going to start. So I've got my handy dandy mixer. I'm not going to say the brand because, you know, don't want to mention brands on here, but it's 2 1/3 cups of AP flour, all-purpose flour. So I use a really high, again, a really good brand flour. Don't buy cheap brand flours. They're just not going to do you. They're not going to do well for you. So I'm going to start off with about a cup to start. And then I'm going to add my ingredients and then see how it goes. If you're hopping on, say hi. I see somebody else hopped on, but I can't tell. Some sea salt. So, you know, they say about a teaspoon. So I'm not a measurer, as you will find out in a lot of things. So I eyeball it, just how I was always raised. You do need a little sugar in it, very, very scant amount. It's a 1.5 teaspoons for this entire recipe. And this recipe should make about 2 decent pizzas. And you need the sugar only because yeast needs something sweet to feed on. It really just does. So that, olive oil, I use extra virgin olive oil, or people call it EVO. So again, about 2 tablespoons. Again, I'm not measuring. 1 and 2. And I give it 2 generous tablespoons because I like olive oil a lot. The other thing I'm going to put in here is, so I had posted a picture of my other organic garden, but these are all organic herbs that my husband has actually chopped from our herb garden out on our back deck over the summer. And we dry them, and then we put them in a big baggie in the freezer, and I'm going to actually throw a bunch of those in. So it's a combination. Oh, that smells so wonderful. Oh, basil and oregano in here, and parsley. I'm trying to think what else. We grew so many things. Lots of basil, thyme. I think he even threw some lemon balm in here, which is going to be interesting. What else did he put in here? Oh my gosh, rosemary. So we grew a lot. So anyway, that's going in there. And then instant yeast. Of course, I'm lucky I have quite a bit of it. I tend to make sure I always have yeast in the house. So about this I will measure kind of. So that's a whole tablespoon. And that's probably about a packet of yeast if you're not sure what to do. So I just buy it in bulk, so I have lots of it, and I just store this in my refrigerator in a really tightly sealed container that's completely waterproof. That's really important. And the other thing, and I might have to redo, oh no, I think I'm okay, 1/3 cup of warm water. So I had started off with a hot, but it went down a little bit, you know, cooled down a little bit, went down. And it's going to get noisy, so I apologize. I'm going to start to mix that up, and then I will add more flour as I season it. You need to smell-o-vision. Oh, I know. This stuff, oh, I got to smell it one more time before I put it back in the freezer. It smells so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's herbgasm. Love fresh herbs. Just absolutely love them. That little bag, well, I should say it's a pretty decent sized bag. That will probably only last until maybe, if we're lucky, Thanksgiving, maybe. Because we just use it all the time for all kinds of stuff. And we still have herbs out there, so hopefully he'll get another decent sized batch. It takes about 2 or 3 days. He chops and dries them, and I call him Chop Chop. That's his nickname, because he likes to do like all that tedious prep cutting that I'm so over. I used to, when I was a chef, had to do all that tedious prep cutting. Now I'm just like, you know, rough cut, whatever, it's good. I guess it's just my old age. I like to not have to worry about the size and shape of whatever I'm cutting up too much. There's more to life to worry about than that. So right now I've got about a cup and a half of flour in here, and I might actually have to add more water because it's pretty dry out today. So I'll be right back. Did you miss me? So this is a different setup than I'm normally doing for my videos. So I'm going to just drizzle some warm water in here and see how this starts picking up. I would love to show you the inside of the bowl, but I'm not that coordinated with my phone and setting up everything. You should have seen me trying to set this up already this morning, just so you could kind of see where I was at. Because all it was doing was zooming in on my face, and it was just ridiculousness. I'm definitely not the video queen by any means. So I just hope you enjoy anything that I happen to show you. And of course I'm going to make a mess at the same time. I've got flour everywhere. My dogs will be thrilled. They love to eat flour off my floor. And so now I'm up to about 2 cups of AP flour. And I'm going to add some more water. Because again, you have to, when you're making doughs, you have to worry about the humidity in the air too. So if it tends to be really dry humidity, which today feels pretty dry. I don't have a gauge to tell me what the humidity is, but it does feel pretty dry. Yesterday I would have probably had to use a lot less moisture, water. I don't like that word moist, I'm sorry. Than normal, but today is a different day. Yesterday would have been a good day for baking too, but it was so humid out, and I don't have central air, so I was like, yeah, it's not happening. So hopefully today, when we turn our ovens on to cook the pizza, or maybe I'll cook it out on my grill. Do you ever have grilled pizza? Oh my gosh, it's something you really have to babysit and not walk away. But did I see the video of Grandma making cookies? Yes, I did. I've seen it a couple times. The little boy, he's so fast with his hands. It's ridiculous. Hi, Bruce. How are you? I see you guys are moving. I hope everything is good your way. I just saw Sharon's post this morning, as a matter of fact. So I hope you're moving someplace fun. Yeah, that grandmother was so patient. I don't know if I could be that patient. My little boy, when my son was that young, I tried baking and cooking with him back then. He wasn't quite, he was fast, but forget it. Attention span, he wouldn't have sat there. At least that little boy stayed there. My son would have been like, you know, throwing the cookie dough up against the ceiling, and then that would have been it. We would have been done for the day. So I added a little too much flour, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. And you want to turn this until it sticks and pulls away from the side of the bowl if you've never made dough before. Bread dough, pizza dough, all those kinds of doughs, that's what you want. And that's pretty much it. So I am going to let this rest. Of course, can you see the mess I have on my dough hook right now? I'm going to pull that off and try not to get it all over my hands because I have to go oil a bowl. So what I will do is I will put this in a non-reactive stainless steel bowl or a glass bowl, and I will oil it, and then I will turn it over, and I'll show you that. Well, I'm not gonna have to show you that because I didn't think that far ahead this morning. I guess I need more coffee. And but anyway, long story short, that's my pizza dough, and yeah, and it's got little green flecks in it if you're just joining, because I added fresh organic herbs that we grow on our back deck. And so now I'm going to pat it, play with it a little bit. I love dough, love it. And I am actually going to just use the same messy bowl. I'm going to add some oil to it, and I'm going to let it rise right in that bowl. Because why do extra dishes when you don't have to? So I'm just going to throw some olive oil in there and play with my dough in one hand and oil up the bowl the other hand. And yeah, you can oil your bowl with the dough remnants on the sides. It's not going to hurt anything. Put that in there, cover it up with some plastic wrap, and let it rise for probably till doubled. Then you punch it down, and then you let it rise again. Punch it down. I actually like to let that's why I'm making it so early. I like to let my pizza dough rise, try to get 3 rises out of it, and then roll it out. And it won't be so, the gluten will break down as it's rising during the day, and I let it rise in a warm place, but I don't have to worry about that now because it's not winter time here, so any place in my house is warm enough. 75, 80 degrees is perfect. In the winter, I'll go through that more, little tips and tricks you can do. And then later on this afternoon, I'll roll it out and make pizza. And if I'm lucky enough and I have time, I'll show you how my pizzas come out. Today, I'm going to use some of our homemade sausage. Yes, we make that too. And one of these days, I'll hop on and do a video on our homemade sausage process. That's quite messy, but it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And so I think I'm going to do homemade sausage and possibly sun-dried tomatoes. And if not sun-dried tomatoes, it'll be fresh basil from our garden downstairs. And maybe, I have some Roma tomatoes over there. I'm looking to see what I have over there. I have some Roma tomatoes. Maybe I'll just slice those and put those on instead. But thanks for hopping on. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Happy Friday. And cheers. Signing off for today. Be grateful, everybody. My cup says grateful, but it probably comes out backwards on Facebook. But grateful for the weekend. Grateful for some wonderful weather coming our way. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Cheers. Oh, black coffee's the best. Bye.